Okay, now for that I always say, right, for example, when I was in Japan, okay, 6 months in Japan, I realized the Japanese studied, right, besides MBA, right, the top Japanese companies, they studied Art of War compulsory. They studied also Three Kingdom. They also studied CUT. They studied all the Chinese major classics. They have to know that. That came as a shock to me, that the Chinese, that they, in Singapore, we abandoned it entirely. You don't even bother to read it, and we're not even part of the curriculum of them. As part of the training before they are promoted to be management. Right, in Japan, it's compulsory. They have to study the work by Musashi, Golden Shore, right? Because they believe that you must in business you need a lot of energy, a lot of spirit. The fighting spirit is very important in business. Right. So, right. Now what I'm going to tell you is that why otherwise it's worth for you to look into deeply. Genghis Khan, right? I believe is a guy who doesn't read and write. Yet, right, he knows Art of War. How do you know Genghis Khan knows Art of War? Because you can see his military action, his campaign, grounded on fundamentals of Art of War. Right, and of course there were records showing, right, Genghis Khan actually was very keen to hear about the principles of Art of War. Right? And of course you find that right, Genghis Khan's blazing campaigns over thousands of miles involve hundreds of thousands of soldiers are planned and implemented on horseback. Most amazingly, he neither read or write. Yes, the empire stretched from China to the Diamond River. In other words, this is a man, right, in the 13th century who outdid people in the later centuries. He achieved what Napoleon failed to do, he achieved what Hitler failed to do, to conquer Russia. Right. And of course you study Genghis Khan Art of War. Fundamentally, very sure. Art of War, he can say that his Art of War is written in his campaign. Right? Now, I'll draw the lesson to you. Meaning to say that already in this success story, right, and the only, right, and of course these people are Hitler and all that, they actually, and Hitler has no explanation for failure because he actually had got Carthusian generals, 10 of them. Of German thinkers in strategy and implementers helping him. Napoleon studied at the École Militaire, the top Parisian institute, and both failed. Now, I'm not trying to say, and I'm really saying that, right, if you ignore Art of War in your campaign, you are missing out on something. Most important, lesson for all. Okay, now, I'll go into detail on this. You see, you find that the Vietnamese,
we had to count every bullet. But we were inspired because we never before had been able to gather such a force. We were optimistic, but there were many difficulties. When Chairman Ho gave me the leadership, we talked all night. He said to me, "Our forces grow stronger day by day, but we must not let the enemy destroy the strength." He asked, "Can you do it?" I thought for a while and answered, "The enemy won't be able to destroy our strength. The difficult thing will be to take the initiative."
The communist force, the Viet Minh, has two choices: ignore the French action or attack. Studying his tactical maps, the communist commander General Giap tells his officers, "We will wipe out at all costs the whole enemy force at Dien Bien Phu." Jap is the master strategist throughout the Vietnam conflict.
Right? The strategies, you read history. Right? I was in Vietnam for 2 weeks. I was invited, a U.S. Labor Office invited me to ILO to go to Vietnam to be a consultant to the Vietnamese government on industrial relations strategy. Right? There I was in Hanoi, I was in Ho Chi Minh City. Then I had time to read Vietnamese history. Right? And they told me, the Vietnamese told me, if only the generals had studied military campaign in Asia, how the Vietnamese repelled the Mongols. The tactics they used, the bamboo and all the trap, were exactly the same. Vietnamese were the only country that the Mongols were chased away without the kamikaze of the Japanese.
Navy pictures show that these storms proved to be an ally of the Japs, for 21 ships were damaged before they fought their way out of the storm center.
The tactic they used was exactly the same that they used against the Americans. Right? You see how Vietnamese fight the Americans. Fight the strength, attack weaknesses, the tunnels and all that, I mean, it'll be a full lecture on that alone. So all I need to do is show you the Second World War, and from there, how to assess whether you have the Art of War mind? Very simple. I show you the Second World War documentary that had nothing to do with Art of War. Then you'll see the side that win the war, right? And then you'll find that you'll discover on your own that they followed Sun's Art of War more than the side that lost, right? So then of course the most difficult thing really, and this is where I put across to you. Right? I can send the material to Ms. Wall and let you have a look at it. You can buy the text if you want to internalize without attending the workshop. Right? But most importantly is the Chinese way of training. Right? It's different from Western model. Right? It's more like Kung Fu style, where you have to internalize the Art of War. The Art of War must become part of you. It's not like, and Art of War is not like a book where you read and then and then you put aside. No, it's a text that you refer to all the time. Right? It's a skill development text. That's why golfers tell me in St. Andrews, hey, you should write a book Art of War for golf. I read, my game improved tremendously after I read Art of War on golf. I'm not saying it. There are books written on golf, Art of War. Right? But I thought it's better to study Tiger Woods, and study his strategy and So basically what I'm saying is that, right, the key thing really is Art of War has to be internalized. You cannot fight a Kung Fu book and then you say, wait, let me see the kata and all that to take. No, you've got to be part of it. So when situation, your reflex action reflects your understanding by your action, reflects your mind, your strategies. In negotiation table, you negotiate, the competitor is doing this, the customer, then you can read, okay, what the hell is how we're trying to do? Okay, how do I counter? Because they're all fighting, as you said, for the customer. Right? The war is for the customer. Tactics.